They just weren't thinking that hard. It's a movie. I know it's a movie, bro. Let me. Inside Out 2 is coming out, or it's out. It's actually out, and I'm gonna see it today. Okay, but to prepare to watch the sequel, I went and watched the original the other day. Okay. And in rewatching that movie that I had not seen like since it came out in 2015, how old was I? I was 10. It has been 8 years since I've seen that film. I'm old, man. So the point is, it raised a pretty interesting question about Riley's emotions, and I'm finna get in my Disney theorist bag and explain. So when you look at Riley Anderson, you go into her head. Sometimes you always wonder, what's going on inside her head? Or something. When we see Riley's emotions, they are all different. They act different. They look immensely different. They're just different. They're their own people. They have their own personalities. But they all had one common goal: care about Riley. Sure, okay. But then when you look at her parents, and you go inside their heads, their emotions look just like them. Their emotions look just like them. Their emotions act like them. And so that had me confused. I'm like, so how come Riley doesn't look like that, right? The theory was, at the end of the movie, she's only 12. And so since she's so young, her emotions look like that because she's like undiscovered self-wise. She doesn't really know who she is. And so if she knew who she was, like her parents do, they'll end up looking like her. They'll all start to kind of morph into who she knows herself to be. Perfectly good explanation. I was like, you know what? That's fine. But then they made the mistake of letting us inside these kids' heads. These kids who are also 12. They do that montage at the end of the movie where they're going into everybody else's heads. Most of them are adults and some of them are animals, but then they go into her head. The girl with the blue streak of hair, she was trying to be cool. First of all, she's dealing with some fraudulence. This is a persona she's pushing, but everybody, they all look like that in her head. They all acknowledge this isn't who we really are, but we all look this way still. So we're all on one accord. We all look like her. But it's not that she knows who she is. That's a front. How do we look like that? That doesn't make any sense. We never saw Riley's emotions change clothes with her. When she started wearing all black, they didn't start wearing all black. Huh? Okay. And then in the short, Riley's first date, question mark, we meet Jordan. We get to go inside his head too. And in his head, all of his emotions look like him and act like him. Every single one. Let's look back at Riley's emotions. No two emotions have any similar tendencies. They're all different. And they're all different from Riley. She's the sum of her emotions. Okay. But this was a mistake. Why would y'all show us that? That pokes a big old hole in that theory. But I have my own theory. Before I get to that theory, I want to poke another hole. And so in this sequel, okay, they're like, Riley's growing up. So she gets 4 new emotions. So how come every adult we saw in the last film had the same 5 she had?
They just weren't thinking that hard. It's a movie.
I know it's a movie, bro. Let me... Let me have fun theorizing, dog. Gosh. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, it's this movie, but they didn't think that hard about it. Because how are you gonna give this one character new emotions that no one else has ever felt, no one else ever had? Just a reminder, I still have not seen Inside Out 2. So if they explain that in the film, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But here's how we make it make sense. Are you ready? And I like this idea. So, okay, Riley Anderson. I'm thinking she's the narrator.
There is no narrator.
I know that. Listen to me, dog. Dang. Shut up all your backseat yapping. This is my video. Anyway, I think she is telling this story to a child. More specifically, I think this is a children's book. Okay? Inside Out is a children's book that Riley Anderson wrote to teach children the importance of emotions. Specifically, Inside Out 1 is the story about the importance of sadness. Sadness is not a bad emotion. It's uncomfortable sometimes, but it's not a bad emotion. That's the theme of that movie. Or is that the theme of this book? What she's teaching to these kids with this first book is to a younger audience. So the only emotions that these little kids can probably understand are sadness, fear, anger, disgust, and joy. Okay, just keep it simple. So that means every character has this and only this. But since Riley is the main character and she's explaining a story based on her emotions, she's only gonna peer into other people's emotions a little bit. It's easier, instead of trying to give a different personality to everybody's different joy, sadness, fear, anger, disgust, she's just like, okay, you're gonna be just like you. And then you probably wonder,
Well, how did she know about the ones she didn't know?
she interacted loosely with a lot of these people. The animals, you can just make that up. But with Jordan, let's say she grew up and married that man. She's like, yeah, I know my husband. I know what he was like. This is definitely what his head looked like when we were kids. Simple! And so, I think this is a children's book. And in this book, she's explaining to the kids, there was this time that I was kind of depressed, or I was really down when I moved from Minnesota to San Francisco. So I understand the way she's explaining the importance of these emotions, or even the similarities between the emotions of joy and sadness. She's like, okay, well, I'm gonna put them on an adventure. Also, for those of you who cried when Bing Bong died, she never forgot Bing Bong. She never forgot, according to my theory, she never forgot Bing Bong. She had to remember him to tell the story. But she's just a good storyteller. And so then, in Inside Out 2, this is like the next part. Okay, so since I've taught you about the importance of joy and sadness, and we talked about fear, anger, and disgust, let's talk about some more specific ones. Anxiety, ennui, and whatever. I don't remember the other two. But I know she gets anxious and bored. She gets anxious and bored. I know I can relate, huh? I don't remember what the other two were. Laziness or something? But the point is, she adds new characters so that she can teach these kids new things. Maybe Riley's a therapist, actually. That just hit me. Maybe she's like a therapist. Yes, okay. New theory. Riley Anderson is a published author and a therapist who teaches little kids about their emotions through her book series titled Inside Out. You hear that? That's the winds of change. And what just changed was your minds. I blew your mind. I'm right. You know I'm right. That makes perfect sense. But I'm not right. I don't know anything. Pixar, please don't sue me. This is just a theory. A film theory. Okay, let's leave it there. Also though, Pixar, if y'all made a third Inside Out, and at the end of that movie, it comes out that Riley actually was the teller of these stories, y'all don't gotta, I almost lied and said y'all don't gotta pay me. Can I get $1,000? Forget it. Y'all don't gotta pay me. Y'all can just say, hey, we partnered with Kyle on the internet to make this film. Y'all don't even gotta credit me that hard. I don't even gotta go on a press tour. Let me just go around my city to talk about it. Let invite me to the red carpet premiere or something. Or the third one. Let me cover it. Maybe y'all could pay me. But if y'all don't wanna pay me, just let me get some exposure out y'all. Deal? Deal? Alright, that's all. Hey, this was my most on topic yap ever. Alright, thank y'all for watching. It was fun. This was dumb. But it was just an idea I had. I was talking to my brother and I was like, wait, I can make a video out of this. And so that's what I did. If y'all laughed, leave a like. If you wanna laugh again, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. And so every time I post something funny, you'll laugh about it. Yeah. I'm still working on my outro. I'm still working on that. And I'm a get one. All right, peace. Yo, never do that again. Oh.